So welcome everybody to What's Your Story? Today's topic is conversations on our mental diet. And this is your host, Dr. Varun Gandhi. Love and abundance, everybody. So what is the show about? We're exploring this world. We talk about issues pertaining to the South Asian community. But these issues are not just limited to us. They're shared across all communities. The question is, how can we move the needle on these issues? How can we make a difference? And one answer is through having conversations. It's when we talk about it, that's when we learn about something new. When we learn about something new, we end up reaching out to people who look different from us. And we end up having these uncomfortable conversations. You know, all of us have heard that this is the land of the free. But in reality, we don't have freedom. Because if you look at every community, we are bound by hate. We're bound by shame. We're bound by abuse, by rejection. We're bound by not taking control of our mind. And these are the issues that we're talking about in What's Your Story? So in the first two episodes, we discussed mental health and colorism within the South Asian communities across the world. We had panelists from all countries, many different continents. Some of our future topics include yoga appropriation and men's abuse. But today, our conversation is on our mental diet. So I want to start off with a story. There were these twins growing up. These twins had an alcoholic father. And every day, these twins would be abused by this alcoholic father. The father was divorced. He couldn't keep his relationships together. And so now as these twins grow up, one of them ends up becoming an alcoholic, just like the father. While the other one ends up having a family, ends up having a job, a stable job, safety and security, with 2 kids. And you ask these twins, what happened? And both of them said, just look at my father. He was an alcoholic. So one took it that my father was an alcoholic, so I have to become an alcoholic. While the other one said, look at my father, he's an alcoholic. I don't want to be like that. And he did everything completely the opposite. And he had this successful life, family, and happiness. So it was in the thoughts of each of these twins that ended up giving them a different life. All right, our next panelist is Dr. Yuvaraj Lingappa. Yuvaraj is a mental skills coach. He helps professional and amateur athletes in all sports globally. He's an international inspirational speaker, an author, and a physician based in India. His passion is creating a winning mindset. His goal is to produce 5 gold medalists at the 2020 Summer Olympics in Tokyo, which is now scheduled for 2021. Welcome, Doctor. You have a particularly empowering story because you went from physician to mental skills coach with athletes, very specific. So how were you drawn to your current path?
Thanks, Varun. Hello to all the viewers. Hi, Anish. Hi, Neil. Great to be with you, Varun. I was in St. Lucia, West Indies for 20 years before returning to India. Once on my vacation, while I was coming from St. Lucia, I attended the 2012 London Olympics. I had the opportunity to see Usain Bolt winning the 100 meters, 9.63 seconds, Olympic record. Even now, it is still the Olympic record. At the end of the Olympics, I noticed some individual players were winning medals more than other countries, Other countries were struggling to win one medal. Here, this guy, Michael Phelps, the swimming legend, he won 6 medals just like that. When I went back to St. Lucia, I developed interest in this field. I went into the details. I noticed these people who win the Olympic medals, they have what we call as mental toughness. That is the mental skills needed to win. That is the difference between great athletes and Olympic medal winners. Because Varun, whoever comes to Olympics is a world-class athlete. But what differentiates them, what gives them the edge, it can be 1/100th of a second sometimes, is the mental toughness or the mental skills. Then I came to know Tiger Woods as a mental skills coach, Jay Brunsa, and Michael Phelps as a mental skills coach, Bowman. And when India won the 2011 Cricket World Cup, they had a mental skills coach. So all this created interest in me. I understood that definitely gives a edge towards winning and losing. Then I contacted 3 great psychologists, 2 in USA, 1 in UK. They trained me well. After that, in 2012, after this motivation from the Olympics, after training them, I contacted the St. Lucian cricket team. They have not won for 42 years, the regional championship. I trained them for 3 weeks. And I was so happy to tell they won the championship after 42 hours. It was even announced in the parliament. Then I helped the St. Lucian football team, national team. They improved FIFA world rankings from 185 to 146. Wow. Then I helped the martial artists in St. Lucia. Later on, I was fortunate to help the Indian golf team. They played exceedingly well in the Namura Cup in Abu Dhabi. So all these gave me a great confidence and great belief. As the famous philosopher Napoleon Hill has said, what the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve. So I believed this has helped. And later on, I came to know 2014 World Cup also, Germany had a mental skills coach. They won the World Cup in 2014. But please remember, along with the world-class technique, along with the world-class physical fitness, person should have mental toughness. It gives an edge. It can be 1% or it can be 5%, but it differentiates winners from losers. So I was totally convinced this helps a lot. Then I started helping athletes, players in all the sports, and they're playing exceedingly well. Then with the same mental skills, I am helping the corporate executives also to shine well, to increase their productivity, to perform exceedingly well when they are under pressure. The CEOs, chairmen, their caliber will be known only when you are under pressure, not when the things are good. Right. Same thing, I help the students to shine exceedingly well in the education. I'm using the same mental skills technique in weight management for weight loss. Particularly post-pregnancy weight loss, it works wonders. So this is how I'm helping the society with mental skills. Actually, the truth is, it is very easy to learn. A person can have 10% confidence. With mental skills, we can make them 100% confident. Nobody is born 100% confident. Right. So everybody learns through coaches, through books, through mentors. So I'm totally convinced after all these experiences, mental skills coach gives an edge for sportsmen and women, of course, in all types of lives, particularly sportsmen. So, and one more thing is, during the 70s, the Soviet Union and the East Germany, they used to bring 20 to 25 mental skills experts to the Olympics. They were in the top 3 in the medals. Of course, they were world class, but they gave an edge. Right. Then I understood everything is in the mind. Right. So with the mental skills, I am very confident we can help our young athletes. And one more thing, no, Varun, all the international athletes, all the Olympic gold medalists, either they are teenage or 20 plus. Rarely they are 30 plus years. They are young adults. So
Right.
we have to tell them which is correct, which is wrong. We have to tell them what gives an edge, because they come with so much confidence, so much concentration, but they may need some help in one of the skills. So I find out the strengths and weakness of the athletes. I increase their strengths. I decrease their weakness. Sometimes when I increase the strength, the weakness gets dissolved.
Mm.
So this is how I'm able to help the athletes.
So how did you decide on the, one very intriguing thing about your bio was you won 5 gold medalists from the Indian national team. So how did you decide on that goal?
Since already we have won many medals in the 2012 Olympics.
Mm.
We won, I think, 6 medals in 2012. If we have done it before, we can do it again.
Right.
That is our motto. If a person has done it before, we can convince him to do it again. And one happy news is Indian athletes have world-class technique, have world-class coaches, world-class physical fitness. They just need little help in the mental skills, as Tiger Woods is getting, Michael Phelps is getting. Michael Phelps, so far he has won 23 medals.
Wow.
Just like that.
Yeah.
And people, it's so difficult to win one. This individual person is winning because he is having the mental skills coach, Mr. Bowman. He's not the only reason to win, but it's one of the reasons for Michael Phelps to become the legend. So I'm very confident we can help India to win the 5 gold medals in the 2021 Tokyo Olympics.
I hope they do. I really wish this comes true. So, we're talking about the mind. You brought up the mental skills a lot. So let's kind of start from the very beginning and give a background. What is the mind? And what is the function of the mind, doctor?
Varun, mind is the most complex machine in the history of the world. It has a storing capacity of 2.5 petabytes. 1 petabyte is 1 million gigabytes.
Wow.
So in simple words, mind is an element what we think and act accordingly. And it has got few jobs to perform, few functions. It makes us think all our thoughts because of our mind. It makes us feel all the emotions, sad, happiness, and all the desires, wantings, everything is because of the mind. So it is a mind which decides everything. Remember, brain is an organ in the body, whereas mind is present in the brain, which does everything for us. Like we have 3 types of mind: conscious mind, pre-conscious, subconscious mind. In the conscious mind, we are aware of what we are doing. Now I know I'm talking to Varun. I'm in the webinar. So this is conscious mind. I'm aware of the feelings, thoughts, everything. Pre-conscious is whatever the matter is there before coming to conscious mind is pre-conscious. It's like a waiting room. Subconscious, it is the most powerful on the earth. 95% of our mind is subconscious mind. So in the sports people, when I help them to win, when I helped St. Lucia to win after 42 years, I was tapping on the subconscious mind. I made them feel they are champions. So it is a subconscious mind. We have to train the people. If you want to be an excellent CEO or an excellent sportsman or in excellent anything in life, you have to inform the subconscious mind that you are great. And subconscious mind will do everything for you.
It's like a program. You're installing kind of a
Yes.
software. So our childhood, that first 7 years when we're really a sponge, doctor, how is, where are we picking up all of our behaviors, all of everything that we see? Where are we picking it up from?
Yes, Varun. children or even for young adults, please remember, we are average of 5 people surrounding us most of the time. So we have to surround ourselves with positive people. If I'm surrounded with 5 negative people, the average will be negative, I'll be negative person. Same thing applies in the childhood upbringing also. So if the child has good friends and good parents, good brothers, sisters, their relatives, their classmates, and their teachers, everybody has a role to play. And another one interesting point is, usually the children, they don't do what we say, but they do what we do. Right. They don't do what we say. If I say sit down, some children may stand up. Whereas if a father is a smoker, child will look at it, child becomes a smoker. Mother alcoholic, child becomes an alcoholic. So children always do what parents and others do. Children may not follow what we tell. So it is the duty of the people surrounding the children to produce a good society for the future.
So in that case, if you're the average of the 5 people around you, children don't really get to choose the people around them. So the parents kind of have to choose it for them, right?
You are 100% correct. That is why we always say, show me your friend, I will tell you your character. You are right. So the parents' duty to choose the children from the time of the birth till they become adults. Because as we talked earlier about the sports, they were all teenage or 20 plus, all the Olympic medal winners. Same thing with the children. They won't know. Even for dressing, we have to help a small child. For food, we have to help a small child. So we have to tell them all the good things in life so they pick up easily. So it is the duty of the parents or the guardians or the grandparents regarding the upbringing of the child. So the upbringing counts the most important in the life of a child and life of a young adult.
So then in that case, we also have to train the parents on how to raise kids. Or retrain.
That is true. That is true. That is why when I train the corporate executives, I tell them, look sir, your workforce will behave depending on your vibration. You are positive, your juniors, your entire team will be positive. As I was telling you earlier about the solution team, I made them improve their body language. I made them walk like a champion, talk like a champion, behave like a champion before they actually became a champion. I learned it from Muhammad Ali. He used to say, I am the greatest till retirement. After retirement, Muhammad Ali said, I said I am the greatest before I became the greatest. So same thing applies in a person's, in a child upbringing also. You have to tell them. That's why we call it positive self-talk. In fact, there are universities in USA, positive self-talk. So you have to appreciate them. If you tell 5 good words about a child, you are allowed to tell 1 bad word. But most of the time, it's not so.
It's the other way around.
It's the other way around. So the children, remember, Varun, everybody has got, every person in the world gets about 16,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. And remember, always you keep putting negative thoughts in my mind as a 2-year-old. So while sleeping also, the subconscious mind will get that words only. And I must tell this quick one. This is a true incident. When I trained the solution team, one of the mothers called me. He said, what did you do to my son? I said, what happened? He's roaming in the house. He's telling, I'm a champion. He's roaming in the house. I said, wait for 10 days. After 10 days, she was very happy when they won the championship. Because I made them believe. I made them tell the positive self-talk. that you are the best. I am the champion. You are the champion. I am winning. So about 20 words, I prepared the script for them. Same thing, we have to prepare the script for the child, for the adult, for the CEO. CEO may be IIT trained, Harvard trained, but how he uses the positive self-talk, how he uses the visualization. You should visualize success before it happens. Mm-hmm. So in the corporate executives, when I train, I tell them, sir, you don't get profit after getting a great business. You must get profit before you go into a great business. Same thing in sportsmen. You don't play and win matches, Varun. That's all 100 years ago. Now you have to win matches and then play. You have to win in mind, body, spirit. Same thing applies in children. You have to pump them. You have to bombard them with positive words, positive thoughts. Because remember what Mahatma Gandhi said. He said, always have positive thoughts, because your thoughts become your words.
Right.
So it's our duty to train our children with positive thoughts, positive words, 24 hours a day.
Interesting. Okay. All right. So we train our kids positively, and then they grow up. Interesting. Okay. So we have talked about how our mind is kind of being controlled, and that's been most of the conversation so far. So now let's flip it and talk about how we can take back control. Right? That's what the rest of the conversation is going to be about. So, doctor, as a mental skills coach, what do you tell your clients, the athletes that you work with? How do you, when you coach them, what kind of tools do you give them that will allow them to take control of their mind back especially when they get in those pressure situations?
Yeah, it's a beautiful question, Varun. I tell these sportsmen or the executives or the weight loss people, look, your mind decides if you want to be successful or not. You have to decide if you want to be successful or not. So you have to inform this subconscious mind that you want to be successful. And I tell them it's very easy to have positive thoughts, because as I said earlier, everybody gets 16,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. So I tell them, whenever you get a thought, nothing to worry, it is normal. Because some people are upset they're getting negative thoughts. I tell them, look, 80% of our thoughts are negative thoughts only. Only 20% are positive. So if I get a negative thought, it is normal, nothing to be upset. So I tell them the easiest way is to get positive thoughts. When you get a negative thought, just recognize you are having a negative thought and remove the thought, replace with a positive thought. It is as simple as 1 + 1 = 2.
Okay.
When you recognize a negative thought, remove it, replace with a positive thought. And how you do it is again very simple. When you get a negative thought, recognize you have a negative thought and name that thought with some funny thing, like clown or any funny thing, you name it. Because when you name it, subconscious mind will know, oh, you don't want this thought. Otherwise, there are 16,000 thoughts. How can you tell the subconscious mind, remove this particular thought which is troubling me? So when you get a negative thought, name that thought after some funny object. You can choose any funny object, clown, joker, anything, and remove that thought and replace it with a positive thought which is very powerful and inspirational. I name my positive thought as Rocky and Rambo. I grew up watching Rocky and Rambo. So those two gives me enough huge confidence. So I tell them, just recognize the thought, remove the thought, replace thought. That is one way of controlling the mind. And other thing is, by practicing meditation, yoga, by doing regular exercise, we can do that. Plus relaxation methods, Varun. That works wonders. There are many relaxation methods, but I tell them the simplest one to do is called deep relaxation. You can do it anywhere you want. You can do it as I'm talking to you, I'm doing it now. So you can do it while you are in a meeting. You can do it while you are listening to a meeting, or you are in a conference, but don't do it while you are driving. Except driving, you can do 24 hours a day. Very simple. Inhale through nose, 5 seconds, only 5 seconds. The belly should become big. Exhale through nose, 5 seconds, belly should become flat. Inhale through nose, 5 seconds, belly becoming big. Exhale through nose, belly became flat. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times you can do it. Instant relaxation. You get instant relaxation like how you get your instant coffee. As simple as that, you can do. I tell people, executive sportsmen, do it 20 to 40 times a day if you want to be a new you. If you want to be a new person, you have to relax yourself. Deep breathing works wonders, Varun.
The second question is for Doctor. Among sports people, we hear about superstitions and rituals, like cricketers who put on their left pad first before their right pad, or footballers who listen to the same song before a particular game. So there is power in ritual. And the question is, how does this power relate to the mental toughness?
Interesting question, Varun. Yeah, I know many superstars. They use one superstar. As soon as he enters the field, you look at the sun. One superstar sits 1 hour watching towards the east. Varun, what happens is these rituals, superstitions give a positive feeling to the player. So I fully agree with them. If it is true or not is not coming to the picture. That gives a positive feeling to the person. Let him do it. As long as he wins the game, he's sure of his place and he's sure of the team's victory. Not only the superstitions, rituals, they have to do few pre-match preparations. So I treat this superstition as one of the pre-match preparation. Okay. For example, they have to do 1 hour, what we call as pre-match preparation. They have to think positive things in the mind. They have to relax for 15 minutes, positive 15 minutes, visualize they are winning the match 15 minutes. So there are pre-match rituals. So I include this superstition also into that ritual. As long as it is helping the person, as long as the person is happy, because you want him to be happy, then only you will perform better. Right. So definitely it adds to the mental toughness. And it's a good thing to follow a ritual. It is nothing but a pre-match preparation.
Right, right. That makes sense. So speaking about rituals, I want to kind of continue on that question about rituals. Doctor, would you suggest any morning rituals, like right when you wake up? I know we talked about people picking up the phone and, you know, first thing in the morning is social media. Let's see what's on Facebook and Instagram. And I don't think that's very healthy. So are there, what tips do you have, Doctor, about a morning ritual?
I have few tips, Varun. It's a secret tips. It's only for the viewers here. It takes about 20 minutes. That's all. As soon as you get up in the morning, you have to spend 20 minutes. That is 1200 seconds. That's it. Whole day you'll be happy. I'll finish it quickly. After the 20 minutes, as soon as you get up, do the deep breathing which I mentioned earlier. Inhale 5 seconds, belly big. Exhale 5 seconds, belly flat. Do it for 5 times. Okay. It takes about 2 minutes. Relaxed way. Don't have to strain. After the 2 minutes, close your eyes and be grateful to about 5 people from the time of birth till your time now. Many people would have helped you, but be grateful to the 5 people, because gratefulness increases positive thoughts. Grateful to your parents, guardians, or friends, mentors. Say thanks to the 5 people who are who helped you to be what you are now. That takes 2 minutes. Next 4 minutes, close your eyes and imagine what successful things you want to happen in the next 1 month. Like today I want this. This week I want this. Second week I want this. What you want to happen in the 1 month, imagine already it has happened. Imagine already it has happened.
Okay.
Something to be happening in 1 week, 2 weeks, already it has happened. So imagine the 5 things. That takes 10 minutes.
Okay.
Now comes the climax. Like climax of the film. This climax is 10 minutes. Select your favorite things in life. Watch your favorite film 2 minutes. Listen to your favorite music 2 minutes. Read your favorite book 2 minutes. Talk to your favorite friend 2 minutes. And watch a TV serial 2 minutes. Imagine you do 5 favorite in 10 minutes. You will not only have flooding of positive thoughts, you will have a tsunami of positive thoughts. This continues for the whole day, I mean 16 hours. I tell everybody we don't have 24 hours a day because in 24 hours a day, we all sleep 8 hours a day. Balance is only 16 hours. So if you spend these 20 minutes, 1200 seconds every morning, next 16 hours, you'll be happy.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so much. I love that tip. I'm so glad you gave our viewers this particular specific tip. Thank you so much. A secret. Thank you so much. So Dhaval has a question for you, doctor. If you're imagining things to be happening in the future, isn't it fair, or is it fair to say that we're not being present? How do you balance between being present while self-visualizing good things happening?
Yes. A wonderful question. In visualization, we always imagine that thing has happened successfully. And you must involve all the 5 senses. For example, I am playing the cricket match as a batsman. I must use all the 5 senses. I must use my vision. I am hitting the ball beautifully. My hearing, I must hear the noise from the crowd. And I must feel the taste of my sweat also. And I must feel the cool breeze of on my skin. So when I involve all the senses, it becomes real. Remember, the subconscious mind does not know you are imagining. And research has showed, if I had done visualization today night about my tomorrow's match, already 5% of the muscles have already worked. So tomorrow morning, I have to do only 95% of the muscles. Whereas my opponent, if he has not practiced visualization, he has to do 100%. Same thing, when I visualize, I use the part of the mind which is going to visualize, which is going to happen tomorrow. Like, it is like starting the engine of the car. I am ready to press the accelerator. Whereas the other guy, opponent, when he plays the match, he has to start the engine. So it is similar to that. So visualization about the future in the present. This is how we did it. The researchers showed we have used 5% of the muscles which you are going to use tomorrow during the real happening. And remember, visualization, the more you imagine as real as possible, it will happen exactly the way when you play the match or when it happens in a board meeting or anything.
Okay, great. Thank you. So doctor, any last words, any last tips, any last suggestions on how we can take our power back?
Yes, I like to mention 2 exercises, Varun. It will help the society. It will help all our viewers. Please. Morning, I mentioned about the 20 minutes to keep positive thoughts. After that, they can do what we call as Benson relaxation technique. It's only 10 minutes. It is introduced by Dr. Benson, famous cardiologist in Boston, USA. And very easy to do. Just sit quietly, close your eyes, Breathe normally. Inhale through nose. Exhale through nose normally. Start relaxation from the feet going up to the head. Relax both feet, both legs, both thighs, abdomen, going up the head. Relax the tongue also. As you are relaxing, normally breathe through nose. Normally breathe out through nose. As you breathe out through nose, use the word one. Or you select any word. As I mentioned, Rocky, Rambo, whichever you like. Maybe the present generation has a nice words, better than this. So breathe normally through nose, inhale through nose, exhale through nose, say the word one or any word you like. So when you are aware of the breathing, you'll have only positive thoughts. Do it 10 minutes in the morning. If possible in the night, it works wonders, Varun. Okay. One of the best exercise in the world, this one. We have one more, quickly I will tell you one more. In the night, there is one exercise called progressive muscular exercise. You can do it before sleep. It gives wonderful sleep, which all of us need a nice sleep. It gives nice sleep. It gives you positive thoughts. It's very good exercise for stress relieving. And it's very easy to do. Just lie down, starting from the feet to the head. Squeeze both feet, 10 seconds. Release, 10 seconds. Squeeze both the legs, 10 seconds. Release, 10 seconds. When you squeeze the feet, inhale. When you relax the feet, exhale and imagine stress leaving your body. Again, when you squeeze both the feet, again come up, squeeze both the legs, inhale and relax. As you exhale, imagine stress leaving your body. Like that, do 10 minutes. You will have a wonderful sleep and you will be a new person. And stress relieving, again, stress management is very simple, Varun. As simple as 1 + 1 = 2. Provided you go in the right way to relieve the stress. So mental skills helps people to achieve whatever they want, provided they know the strengths and the weakness.
Great, thank you.